What's going on, guys? Mike Murtis, Gamer Logic here, doing a little test of some new equipment. I'm not always saying that. I think I'm always saying that every video, and that's because I've got a ton of different things that I can hook up, disconnect, try, and I always try to find the best results for everything. And I think, and I'm sure I've said this 800 times too, I think I kind of got the perfect scenario for just being able to get in here, turn on stuff, record, get it done, encode it, bam, it's up, and it's ready to go. This will be especially helpful when we are doing import bootkin stuff. So that's one reason I'm doing this video, and the other reason is I got some replacement audio-video cables for my NEO-GEO AES that I haven't had hooked up in years. So I wanted to get this thing plugged in, make sure it's working and good to go, and play a couple rounds of Magician Lord. And I'll tell you right now, I haven't played this in years, and even when I did play it, I sucked. This is a tough game. At least I think it's a tough game. So we're going to see how far I can get and kind of talk about some of my NEO-GEO AES and MVS memories, because I have them, but not a ton of them are particularly playing the system. It's more of what the system ended up being. So let's get in this thing. And we're going to skip the cutscenes here and get right in to the game. Controls working. And I am playing this on an actual NEO-GEO AES on a NEO-GEO arcade stick. I have the control pads as well, because I also have a NEO-GEO CD, which I've recently brought out of retirement. But I wanted to get the AES going, just because it's a cool system. And man, it's a system that literally no one I have ever met had one. Throughout grade school, junior high, and high school, no one had one. And I don't know what the reasoning is. Well, I don't even know why I'm saying that, because I know what the reason is. The system was expensive as hell, and hell, the system is still pretty expensive to get for an AES system. Especially now the cartridges cost an arm and a leg. It's crazy. But despite that, no one I ever knew had one. And high school, I actually went to a Catholic school that had some fairly rich kids in there, some spoiled rich kids, you know, and none of them ever had the system. So I'm not sure why it was never huge here in the Midwest. It wasn't huge in my area. And honestly, the first time I saw it was in a Funkelland price sheet. And I was blown away because I thought it had to have been like one of the greatest systems ever, because it was like $400, $500, $600, and the games were like $100 to $200 to $300. And I just remember me and my little brother being like, "Oh man, this has got to be just like the ultimate system, and we'll never get to play it." And you know, it just kind of was what it was. But what was funny is I do remember seeing the box for it in one of those really silly ads where you could pay the $5 and they'd send you this big screen TV and the stereo equipment. I remember seeing the box for the NEO-GEO AES and be like, "Oh man, it'd be so cool to win that contest." But other than that, I didn't play the AES until then, until I actually picked one up. And as far as the NEO-GEO actual arcade system goes, the MVS, I'm sure I played some games on it when we had local arcades to us, but I can't recall anything in particular what I would have played. I do recall having an MVS, though, pretty close to me in town, probably in 10 minutes away, 15 minutes away walking distance. We had a converted courthouse that was turned into a bar/restaurant. And you could actually sit and eat in the jail cells. There'd be a TV in there and all this other stuff. And during the summer, when I had nothing better to do, there wasn't much to do in my town anyway, I would go to this place, I would walk to it, and I'd order a cheeseburger with fries. And while I was waiting for my food, or after I ate for the food, I would go in the back. And they had a couple different arcade games, but The one I remember the most was the big red NEO-GEO. I think it was either a 2-slot or a 4-slot. And I can remember having World Heroes, and I can remember playing World Heroes on the machine with my buddy Rick, and just having a blast with that. It had NAM on it, which was pretty fun, especially when you had 2 players. Hard as hell, though. And what else did it have? I think it had Shock Troopers 1 or 2 on it. But it was just a blast playing it, and it was cool to hang out there. It was air conditioned, and it was just fun. I love that system, so it was cool actually being able to get the opportunity to obviously pick up an AES and then eventually get my very own arcade machine, my very own MVS, which I have downstairs now. I have a 2-slotter. Oh, guess I can't shoot those up. As far as this game goes, it's a fun game, but it's hard as hell. Like, I don't know if it's just me or if this game is universally hard. Not too many people talk about this game. And honestly, the AES is the only time I've actually played it. I have never, ever seen a MVS version of this. Is this AES exclusive? I doubt it. Must be getting weak because it keeps throwing stuff at me. Ah! We'll continue once and we'll try it. Dale of Evil Gods. I don't have too many games for the AES. I have 3 Count Bout. I have this. I have NAM. I think it's Motocross, I want to say. And I've contemplated selling this system a number of times, and ultimately have decided not to, just because, again, this was a system like that I never, ever, ever thought I would ever have. So to get rid of it just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Ah, the button didn't respond. Son of a bitch. I think I had him that time too. I'm gonna have to clean up the stick a little bit. So I don't know if you guys pay attention to my Facebook page, but I am excited because very shortly I will be in the possession of a Framemeister. A friend of mine is getting out of the retro gaming hobby. He's strictly going to emulators and just keeping his arcade cabinets, but he let me know that he would be glad to donate a Framemeister. I just have to get all the cables for it, so I got to get the SCART stuff. So that'll be a slow process. Looks like I'm going to get those cables from Solaris Japan, but I'm really looking forward to having some super, super high quality video captures, as well as getting this LCD TV to look its absolute best with the Framemeister. I have an upscaler now, and it does a decent job, but it can't take those SCART connections. So that's what the advantage is going to be with that, and I can actually take this upscaler and put it in the basement, which will be kind of cool. So, well, I'm going to kind of tap out here, guys, because it's obvious I'm not getting any further. I just wanted to test this stuff out, test out the new equipment. I think it looks great. Hopefully it sounds great. I'll have to listen to it and play back. But thanks for watching, and looking forward to give you guys some more videos soon. Peace.